Hi, welcome back to Gargoyles Den Diecast. I'm Gargoyle, of course. And today, well, we're going to do a tribute build to the first responders of the LA fires that are going on right now. I don't know when you're watching this video. It could be 5 days after I make it, or it could be 5 years from now. It's January 9th, 2025, and right now, the LA wildfires are happening. And some people may not realize how big of a deal this really is turned into, but I dare say that it's comparable to the Chicago fire. You know, that was back when a cow kicked over a lantern or something and set the whole town on fire. It pretty much obliterated the whole town. Well, right now, LA is having the same issue with the wildfires, with the wind. And I'm not going to over sensationalize it or anything. I don't think you can at this point, to be honest. Even the news coverage is just, I don't know. It's flabbergasting to watch it. It's heart-wrenching. It makes you sick to your stomach, to realize what these people are going through. And what a lot of people don't think about, they're showing, these $1 million houses that went up in flames. What about the people down the road that lived in an apartment building who just lost their apartment and everything they had in it? Not only that, but they probably just lost their job too, because their job burnt down as well. These are whole towns that are going up. It's sad to think about what they're going through. So, if you got it in your heart and you got the time, keep them in your thoughts and prayers. So let's get on with the build. Alright, I'm back. Sorry I had to take a moment there. As you guys knew, I had been talking about I was going to start this series. I call it 442 series. Some people call it the Olds 442. Technically, this is the police cruiser. That was the name of it. It never had Olds or 442 in the title. But many of us realized that it was a variation of an Olds 442. It's just Hot Wheels didn't want to pay the money for the name, right? They've done that on several castings. We know this. Later on, it became the Chief's Special, not the Fire Chief. The Fire Chief is the 1977 that came after this one. This one is called the Chief's Special. Now the wiki, and this is to show you guys that wiki isn't the know-all, end-all, be-all, or whatever, has it wrong on this particular car. Ooh, I know I'm getting into controversial territory there, right? Well, let me tell you why. If you go look at the wiki right now, you have to look up Police Cruiser in order to find the Chief Special. If you look up the Chief Special, it's going to take you to the Police Cruiser page. But at the bottom of the Police Cruiser list, you're going to see the Chief Special. And when it shows you the variations, it's going to say that there is no such thing as a Blackwall Chief's Special in the red. They have the state police white with black walls. You can get that. But they're saying that the Chief's Special only came in red lines. Well, that's a crock of crap. It's either that or I've got a really rare error here, which I refuse to believe because I happen to have another of the exact same one, just doesn't have the tamples on it. But yeah, it's another Blackwall Chief Special. Same as that car. So yeah, wiki is not always correct. So if you're a new collector, don't think it's the end all be all. Look around, talk to people, find out what you need to know. So with that being said, and these are being Blackwalls, this is going to be a custom when I'm done with it. It's not getting restored, so to speak. However, this one is going to get restored. The only thing I do have to change, obviously it doesn't have the glass in it. I do have glass. I do have a new interior to put in it because this interior is all scratched up from whenever they broke the glass out of it. It does have the red lines, and they're in pretty good shape actually, so I'm just going to clean those up and we're going to keep the real wheels, the real red lines. Unfortunately, the decals I have are not decals, they are stickers. So, I'm going to use these to make my own decals. So yeah, I'm going to have to do that. That's the one big thing I got to do for it. And I do have decals for the Chief Special. And it will be getting some custom wheels, so we've got those all. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and get these cracked apart and see how we're going to do this. As always, shielded drilling is our friend. Well, alright. Let's take a look at this glass here. Yeah, I believe that'll clean up very well. As you see, the base is actually in good shape. Might touch it up a little bit with Molotow up here on the front, on the corners, back corners. But yeah, we're going to leave that alone because it's in pretty good shape. We are, of course, getting rid of the wheels because I'm putting new wheels in. Oh no, these are the ones I'm redoing, so yeah. But either way, yeah, they're coming off because I'm going to redo them. We'll put new axles and stuff in them. We'll, of course, gauzy the wheel itself. Make sure I get it out of here without breaking the tab. As you probably know, in my past, these are my nemesis. I have a tendency to break those tabs sometimes. But that one was successful. Oh, these are the black holes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm bound determined to get these two cars mixed up. So yeah, those are black holes. We don't care about those. That'll go in zip. That'll go in the zip. Let's go ahead and get the zip degreaser out. And toss the interior and the glass in there. Let's go ahead and get this one drilled apart. Oh, there it goes. I feel like I'm shucking an oyster or something. Okay, these are the red lines that we're going to redo. But we're also going to redo this base because this base is pretty worn off. So yeah, let's go ahead and get these wheels off here. Don't lose the wheels. Might as well clean the wheels while we're at it, right? Oh, this interior was all scratched up, so yeah. I'll go ahead and throw it in the parts bin just in case, you know. I do have a couple of the dark blue windshields, the replacement windshields that you can't see through. So if I have to use one of those sometime, then that one could be used because you never see it. So yeah, that'll go in the parts bin. Alright. I need to file these down and get them ready for the drill press. Now notice I'm being careful as I do the front. A lot of people don't realize on these cars you got this little bitty lip here that has a tendency to break off from in front of the hoods. Trust me, I know. How do I know? Because I did this car. Sure, it looked pretty good until I got to that part and realized, oh, yeah, it's broke off. So yeah, that is now a turd. Because there's, I mean, yeah, I could put some putty in there and make it look like it's still there, but it's not there. So yeah, that's a turd car. So I'll probably use that one for parts sooner or later. Alright, let's put this one down. Now this one I didn't get centered very well when we did the thing, so yeah, we're going to take that all the way down so it's nice and smooth, and then we will do a recenter of the center punch. Yeah, there we go. Center it a little better. Do the same thing on the front. There we go. Check these. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, I'm off to the drill press and the regurgitation juice. And then we'll be back to clean up the bodies. Stay tuned. Alright, we're back from the regurgitation juice. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and get these polished up and cleaned up. Alright, I wanted to show you a little something different here. When you're finishing prepping your bodies, you know, I've told you before, you can polish with flits or whatever, and all you can do is polish it more and make it shinier and shinier. And that's what we did here. I went with the abrasive wheels, obviously, which, as you see, there's nothing left of. And that's what I started these out with, and that's what I finished this one with. I did just the abrasive wheel. And the reason being, I'm doing an opaque paint on this, so you're not going to be able to see the metal underneath it anyway. As long as it's nice and smooth, which is what we got, it'll be good. Now this one I told you guys I was doing custom on. Of course, that means, as you know, I'm a Spectraflame whore, so it's going to be a Spectraflame. So I wanted it a little shinier. I didn't do the flits this time, which is what I normally do. But I wanted to show you guys options and audibles. You don't have to use flits. It's just a really good product and I like it, and it's a lot easier. It does make more of a mess, but let's be honest, the flits flinging all over the place and wiping it up is much easier than all these little metal bristles that are sticking all over me and all over my shirt and fly in my face as I'm using them, etc. But it can be done with a bristle brush, with the Dremel brush. So yeah, that's another option for you. Alright, here we are back from paint. I started to put the base together, or bases, putting the wheels on, which this one was just popping in a set of wheels. But this one was the red lines that I was replacing the axles on. I figured I might as well show you at least one of the axles, what I was doing. I did the back one already, but here's the front one. And all I did, I took a piece of my piano wire stock that I get, order it online from KNS, I believe is the name of it. And then I use these lineman pliers, crimp the end of it, flatten it off enough to where it holds the wheel on. Take it, slide it through your base. Now there's several different ways to do this. Some people do a certain set length every time. I like to measure them every time because, you know, sometimes the bases are different. And of course, because I customize bases and sometimes I'm putting thicker wheels on, etc., you know, I got to take that into account. So take a look at this, look about where your wheel's going to go, and make a cut. You know, make sure you got enough there to make your crimp on the end that's still going to hold the wheel on, but not so much that it's going to be all flopping around and crap. So yeah, take and cut it off. Slide this back out. Slide the tire over. Now if you want to, just to check, you can kind of eyeball it and see. Yeah. Yeah, we should be fine. And take. All you gotta do is crimp the other end and you got an axle set. That's all there is to it. Biggest thing is ordering the wire and buying a pair of these pliers. If you do those two things, you can pretty much do wheel swaps whenever you want. Now there's other ways to do wheel swaps. You know, you can use like the pin and tube axles or whatever. But even with a little bit of glue on them, those have a tendency to the wheels will come off. So if you're using it for anything other than display purposes, it's not really a good idea. You're going to want to do something like this. I prefer this way specifically because of that. I don't want the wheels to come off later. You know, if some little kid gets a hold of this 30 years from now, I want him to be able to play with it without his parents having to worry about whether the wheel's going to come off and he's going to swallow it and choke on it, or, I don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I do what I got to do. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together. And, oh no, we still got the, well, let me get this in. We still got the decals to do too. All right. Let me see. Go. Bottle. There we go. All right, we got decals. All right, this one I don't have decals. These are actually stickers. Unfortunately, I didn't realize when I ordered them online that they were stickers, but they'll be all right. Once I put the clear coat over them, you'll never be able to tell if they're decals or stickers anyway. And then this one, of course, I've got the decals for, so let's go ahead and do the stickers first. Now, if you're not a decal person, you don't have the patience for decals, stickers are great. I myself, I have the patience for decals, so I prefer those because, yeah, stickers are pretty much once you stick them down, they're stuck. Whereas decals, you don't have to worry about that as much. You can slide them around, move them around as needed. That's why I'm using the tweezers to do this because, yeah, like I said, once it sticks, it's pretty much stuck. So you get as close as possible. And if you're like me, you got OCD, yeah, sometimes it can be really annoying to make sure these are perfect. That one looks good. That one's ready for some clear coat. Clear coat and put it back together, and that is done. Let's go ahead and get this one. I need to get me some water here. Be right back. All right. I'm going to take this over to the dehydrator to make sure we can get all the water out from underneath the decals before we go over to the clear coat, and then I'll clear both of these and come back and assemble them, and we'll be back for our reveal. Stay tuned. And here we go. Here's where we ended up. I hope you guys like it. I hope it's worthy of the cause that I was doing this for. Got a little choked up earlier talking about it, and I didn't quite get a point of the whole cross. I was wanting to get as far as why I was doing this for the first responders. We were talking about how they're talking about the $1 million homes burning down, and then I brought up, what about the person that has the apartment and has just lost everything? Well, the $1 million homeowner, chances are they've got insurance. If not, chances are they've at least got some money in the bank or something. But the average person that's living paycheck to paycheck in a apartment has nothing to fall back on. But when it comes to the first responders, what's even more impressive is the fact that while all this is going on and their families are needing them at home, they're out there trying to be there for us. So that's why I wanted to dedicate this build to them. So I hope you guys take the time, have them in your thoughts, and say a little prayer for them and their families. Because right now, God knows they all need it. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Until next time, that's all, folks. Bye now.